Hello, this is Dr. Ford Brewer with Preventive Medicine. I'm going to do my second unboxing video today. The first one was recently with this product, Prolon. I'm doing a little bit different perspective on it, getting a little bit deeper. I'm actually on my second day of one of these Prolon experiences. As you see, it's a 5-day fasting mimicking diet. What is fasting mimicking? Well, you may know that there's a lot of science coming out supporting intermittent fasting. Most of the research that's been done deals with more of a 5-day fast, and that can be pretty difficult. So, Valter Longo, who's one of the world's foremost researchers in this area, especially regarding metabolic pathways, biochemistry, and aging, and the genetics surrounding those. Dr. Longo has gotten a good bit of encouragement to develop a fasting mimicking diet. So what this does is it mimics that 5-day fast, but not quite. The first day you get 11 or 1200 calories. Days 2 through 5 you get about 770 calories, to be a little bit more exact. So I had my 1200 calorie diet yesterday, and on the one hand I'm hungry this morning. On the other hand, it wasn't nearly as painful as intermittent fasting episodes I've done before. I did a 36-hour intermittent fast weekly for about a year and achieved a very good control of my weight. I currently do a low-carb diet, a fairly gentle low-carb diet, between 50 and 100 grams per day. I'm also on metformin, which is going to be a point a little bit later. So I don't have problems with weight control. In fact, about a third of the patients that we talk to that start on these or that try these have no problems at all with weight control. They're more interested in the issues around longevity. There are 3 pathways that are mentioned specifically that are impacted by this. One is mTOR. You may remember mTOR is the pathway associated with the aging research being done by Barzilai and that group with metformin. I think it's MPK. Let me just check real quick. mTOR, PKA, protein kinase A. mTOR is the mechanistic target of rapamycin. I will be doing a little bit more research on those, and IGF. Again, I'm familiar with at least one of those given my work on metformin. This is a clinical review. I'll go over that a little bit later this morning. It has to do with the fact that Prolon folks do like to have a medical review for folks that are thinking about taking this this product. So I'm going to open day 2 and talk about the specific contents in here. The first one is a soup. I had 2 of these soups yesterday, and my first reaction was I was never that the idea of powdered soup doesn't do a lot for me. I went ahead and made one of the packets of soup this morning, and I will tell you, the soups I had yesterday, and I had 2 of them, they were very good. One was some type of quinoa soup, the other one was a tomato soup, and it was really tasty. So I made this and put it in a glass so you could just get a little bit of an idea. Still very hot, but again, it's good. It's far heartier than I would have expected. I mentioned nut bars. Yesterday there were 2 nut bars in my 1200 calorie day. Today, only 1. I went ahead and opened that because I thought it was interesting to see the consistency. When I say nut bar, this is basically the consistency of a bunch of nuts that have been ground up. As you can see, so this is basically very analogous to eating half a cup of nuts. It's good. It has some sweetener with honey, as you can tell on it. Wait a minute. Let me see that a little bit better. Evidently a little bit of coconut. Again, tastes very good. One of the other, there's actually a dessert. You only get 1 dessert per day, and that is this chocolate bar. This chocolate bar, again, interesting consistency. Very hearty though, and very good. I will just say this. I know that I'm on calorie restriction these days. I'm used to eating a lot more food than this. Olives. I think I had 2 or 3 things of olives yesterday in my 1200 calorie day. There's only a couple of olives in each of these, and I'm used to eating, I do eat a lot of olives, and I eat a lot more than 2 or 3 per serving, so I'm not really at any one point feeling like I'm starving or anything, but I am noticing, oh, actually I do have another another packet of those. Now, I'm going to talk about the teas in just a second. I did want to show you those supplements. We had other supplements yesterday as well. It's a vegetable powder with vitamins and minerals. I'm not going to go through the details. As you can see, it's basically a multivitamin complex. And that is it. Now I'll take that with my tea. As you remember, or may remember from the other video, there's a bottle that they supply with this, and they give you different teas, as I mentioned. I also mentioned in my package opening video that there may actually be a secret ingredient, and it would be this. And I'm just being a little bit facetious about the secret ingredient, but as you may notice in here, this is basically water with glycerin. And what they do is they suggest that you take your weight your weight here. So I weigh 150. I'll take a little bit less than that. Take the top off, pour it in my tea, and drink it for the off and on for the rest of the day. Now think about it. As I mentioned in the other one, in the other video, although glycerin is a sweetener, it's used as a sweetener, in a couple of ways I expect it to not really hit the metabolic pathways. It's got a very low glycemic index, and if you're burning fat, you're going to be releasing a lot of glycerin anyway. So the triglyceride molecule, the fat molecule, is called triglycerides. Triglycerides are basically glycerin, glycerin, see, ring any bells there? Attaching 3 fatty acid chains. So the fatty acids can be burned, and the glycerin can be burned. So again, when you're adding glycerin and using it as a sweetener, you're basically putting something in your body that is already there. to get up to a little bit higher level on this, again, we've got our groundhog. Not sure why the illustrator selected that specific animal. This is the adipose or fat tissue. That's the fat cell. That is the nucleus of the cell, and that's the fat. That fat is made up of nothing but a bunch of triglycerides, which is a glycerin molecule with fatty acids. When you put those together, you lose a carbon and, not a carbon, an oxygen and a hydrogen here, and a hydrogen here, and they just bind. Two hydrogens and one oxygen is H2O, which we all know is water. So, again, back to Prolon, he's using it as a sweetener, something that's already being produced by your body as you burn fat. To the product itself, again, so far the food's been far tastier than I expected. I've noticed I would like to have more food. However, I'll tell you this. Day 1 and I'm going into day 2 have been far easier than my previous intermittent fasting episodes. I see the time's going on. I'm going to have to get a little bit deeper into the medicine or the medical clearance maybe in another video.